I'm Cailyn.
And I'm Caitlin, and for the 2020 Pitchfest, we would like to present our business concept, which involves creating sustainable and eco-friendly hair ties. So before we introduce our concept, we would like to start off with our why by talking a little bit about what synthetic textiles are, how they are affecting the environment and the oceanic ecosystem, and by finally bringing it back to how hair ties fit into the whole equation. So synthetic textile or synthetic fibers are fibers made by humans via chemical synthesis, as opposed to natural fibers that are directly derived from living organisms. Such materials are widely used because of a rise in the fast fashion industry. Of all the textiles currently produced, 60% contain synthetic fibers, also referred to as polymers. The pros of such materials are that they are cheap, do not require the use of pesticides to grow, and require far less water.
So why is a change needed? The production of such textiles produces 3 times the amount of CO2 emissions in comparison to textiles made of naturally occurring fibers. This is because synthetic fibers are produced from fossil fuels such as crude oil. In 2015, production of the synthetic material polyester resulted in more than 706 billion kilograms of CO2 per year. From this research, it was estimated that a single polyester t-shirt was responsible for the production of 5.5 kilograms of carbon dioxide, compared to 2.1 kilograms of carbon dioxide produced from one t-shirt made of cotton. Along with this, all waste products, including the product itself, is non-biodegradable. On a large scale, the production of synthetic materials contributes to global climate change. It was also found in a 2011 paper published by Mark Browning, a senior research associate at the University of New South Wales, that microfibers have been found to make up 85% of the human-made debris on the shorelines around the world, making them one of the most common microplastics found within the ocean. So how do hair ties fit into the equation? I'm going to go into a bit of chemistry, so just try and keep up. Well, what you first need to know is what the majority of hair ties are currently made of. Hair ties are made of elastic, also known as an elastomer, which is a polymer or synthetic fiber. A polymer is a large chain of repeating units called monomers. For a polymer to be classified as an elastomer, it will contain a small number of crosslinks. Like rubber, an elastomer will be made of a carbon monomer called isoperic that has 2 double carbon heads. In the process to create elastic, isopenic molecules are thinned into many strands. The attractions between these strands hold the rubber fibers together and allow them to stretch and recover. The elastomers used for the production of hair ties are usually poorly made and can release many tens of thousands of microfibers when in contact with water. Other hair ties can also be made of plastics, and these are usually thermosetting plastics. Such plastics cannot be recycled, as they, unlike other hair ties such as thermosetting plastics, cannot be recycled, as unlike thermoplastics, they cannot be melted and reshaped.
So for our business concept, green ties, we have investigated the ways in which you would go about creating hair ties that are more environmental friendly. For example, we've got the spiral hair ties, which would be made from biopolyethylene, which is a biodegradable plastic made from agricultural byproducts. The pros of this is instead of it being an oil-based product, it's a plant-based. It's recyclable, compostable, or biodegradable. They are not toxic to the environment and are naturally occurring and doesn't have the carbon footprint of oil-based plastics. The cons of this is that it can produce methane when decomposing in landfills and can contain small pieces of metal that aren't biodegradable. It also has big costs to manufacture. And the normal elastic hair ties, which would be made from a natural rubber instead of plastic, and organic cotton, which makes them completely biodegradable and plastic free. The pros of this is that it's biodegradable. It's a renewable and reusable resource and produces very little pollution. The cons is the manufacturing cost of it.
So when looking into making a 100% biodegradable scrunchie, we decided on making the fabric that would be used would be cotton, as cotton is naturally occurring and hence it's completely biodegradable. The cotton that would be used could be recycled, but we were unsure of where we would source such materials. It would also be made from an elastic. The elastic would be much like Cailyn's talked about earlier, which is also 100% biodegradable and is currently made in Melbourne. This elastic is made from a blend of patent technology and results in elastin polymer. And some cons of this is it's quite costly to manufacture.
We're still considering what the packaging will look like, but hope that it will be biodegradable and compostable. We would hope that the tags on the hair ties are made from cardboard or recycled materials, and we were also considering using the use of seaweed paper bags, as they are 100% biodegradable.
One of the things we need to consider is the use of dyes in the fabric, as it's come to light recently that such fabric dyes are causing a change in pH in our oceans. So we are yet to find a viable other option. Some other things we have to consider is where we would set up a platform. We're considering Instagram, as it has a young target audience. And yeah.
Yay! Thank you guys. Sorry, I couldn't get off my mute button. I was like Claudette then. I just could not get off mute. That was amazing. And thank you for handling the change so well too. You came back firing. What a way to come back from the break, full of hot chips and gravy. I love this idea. This is amazing. I want to buy these. I do make and sell scrunchies, but they are not biodegradable. So I am willing to give that up in order for this to, okay, thanks Tiana for promoting my scrunchie business. I am willing to give this up for what you guys are proposing. And I love the amount of research you have put in. Like Max said, we just learned a whole lot about chemistry. And I think we needed to, because let's be honest, Tiana and I forgot about chemistry a long time ago. Didn't we, T? But that was amazing. How did you guys find out all of this? Where did you go to find out all this stuff about all the hair ties, the bad ones?
Well, I kind of just, our chemistry teacher was a big help.
Yes, they always are, or at least they think they are. Sorry to the chemistry teachers out there. But this is an amazing concept. Is it something you guys would like to pursue further? Like, is it something you would love to actually work on and make into a product?
Yeah, possibly.
Awesome. It is good fun, except for Instagram. That's not fun. Nicola's written in the chat box there, Tiana, for you girls to check out. Is it GOTS, Nicola? Is that right? Yeah, because they have information on organic cotton and natural dyes. And I know there is a couple of companies out there. You can actually buy like a DIY do-it-yourself with natural dyes and natural cotton in it as well. But it's not linked with Ocean Youth, and it's not linked with the ocean. And I think that's a unique perspective that you guys could have on your branding as well. Claudette, is this something we've not heard before in Ocean Youth?
No, we haven't. And having two daughters, one of which just snuck in before to watch Elliot and was very impressed. we're all about scrunchies at the moment. And what I did want to ask was, do you know roughly what the cost per unit would work out to be? Is it inhibitive, or what are we talking?
We haven't quite looked at that yet. That was the next step, but we ran out of time to do that.
That's okay. You guys did absolutely fantastic, especially with all the tech issues just before. I am so impressed at how well spoken you were and how you both just collected yourself after that and ran with it. Like that is a skill that not many people have. I know when I stuff something up, I freak out and I have to step away from it. So for you two to both just get back into it and run with it like that, well done, girls. I am so impressed with both of you.
And again, remember, guys, it starts with an idea, and this idea is amazing. It's great. It could change Claudette's girls' lives. Like, we could all be way more sustainable and fashionable. Who are the girls that go what is that?
Oh, the tisk tisk girls are.
What are the tisk tisk? Someone put in the chat box, whoever they are. They made scrunchies and, you know, hydrolite water bottles or whatever they are. All of these things became cool, and it's linked with the ocean. I think, yeah, it's an amazing selling point and something Visco girls. Thank you. Something I would love to support into the future, because I know, just coming, as I said, I'll make it about me. I've started a scrunchie business, and it is so hard to be sustainable and use recycled materials or organic cotton, whatever it is. So I would love to support you guys if you were moving forward with this idea. And I'm sure there's a bunch of girls in the chat right now. They're like, yeah, me too.
And it's also one of those products. This is what I love about everything that we've seen so far. It's also one of those products that are in your daily life. You kind of, for the most part, can't get away with not using them if you've got long hair, certainly kids with long hair that go to school. And it's something that you can actually just change over. I mean, when we're talking about costs, it's probably quite minimal when you talk about the benefits. So I love that it's something that we would use every day. And yeah, it's got legs. I'd be certainly keen to see where you want to take it next.
Definitely. And I should mention, boys too, you can wear scrunchies as well. Sorry that I ruled you all out. If you want to buy any, check out my Instagram. No, I'm joking. I am so excited for what you guys could do with this. And thank you so much. As Tiana said, speaking is hard. And you guys just carried on with it like absolute pros. So thank you for that after everything that happened before the break. And now you can breathe out and relax. And we are going to hand over to our next Ocean Youth Ambassador,